And in the main event, we've got a 5-round fight between Arman Tsarukyan versus Mateusz Gamrot. This was going to be originally a super stacked card, and this was going to be the co-main event, but a few weeks ago they bumped it up. It's now the main event, and it's a really good spotlight for two guys that really are game fighters. You know, Arman Tsarukyan, in my opinion, the future of the lightweight division. You know, the guy come in on his UFC debut, super young, super green a few years ago. I mean, he would have been probably like 22, 21 years old, and he fought Islam Makhachev on short notice, went the distance, and put on a pretty good performance, and he really showed up to that fight, and since then he's gone on a really good win streak, 5-fight win streak, because he was 13-1 at the time. Beat Olivier Aubin-Mercier by decision, beat Davey Ramos by decision, Matt Frivola decision, Christos Giagos, he finished him by knockout, and then he also beat the crap out of Yoel Alvarez with really scary ground and pound. And I think he's probably going to do something similar to Mateusz Gamrot. But Mateusz Gamrot has also put on some pretty impressive performances in the UFC. You know, on short notice, he fought Guram Kutaladze. I believe Guram Kutaladze was the short notice replacement for that one there. And you know, lost a split decision there. In my opinion, he should have won. But after watching it a few times, because Guram fought last week, I've seen it a couple of times now. There's an argument to be made, so I'm not really too upset about it anymore. But Scott Holtzman beat him up, knocked him out, beat Jeremy Stephens in the first minute of the fight, I believe. Took him down immediately, submitted him immediately. You know, ended his UFC run, really. Beat Diego Ferreira as well recently. But Diego Ferreira, before that, though, he was having success because he actually kneed Diego Ferreira in the rib and broke his rib. And that's when Diego Ferreira ended it. But Ferreira was having success. He was having success against Gamrot. He was winning that fight. Oh, I don't know if he's winning, but there's arguments. Ignore what I said, but the point is, Ferreira was beating up Gamrot, you know what I mean? Arman Tsarukyan, though, he's looked pretty unstoppable at times, you know, especially in that Yoel Alvarez fight. That was a massive test for him, and he took it, man. He took it. He took it with both hands, and he managed to leg kick Yoel Alvarez out, took his legs out from under him, ended up on top of him in the first round, ground and pounded him out brutally in the second round, and ended up finishing the fight. Yoel Alvarez was a bloody mess though, and he's a big weight bully too. And Yoel Alvarez was 6'3", and Arman Tsarukyan is 5'7". Like that's crazy, you know. Like he was a lot smaller in the cage than Yoel Alvarez was, and he did that to him. But yeah, I like Arman, man. I really do like Arman Tsarukyan as a fighter. He's only 25 years old as well, which I think is so crazy to me. The future of lightweight division, 110%. It's not Islam Makhachev, it's Arman Tsarukyan, because he's so young. Islam Makhachev's getting up there in age, you know, he's only got a few years to go, but Arman Tsarukyan, you know, potentially, we could see this guy in his peak performance for another 7 years, and we could see him in the UFC for another 10 years, potentially, as well. Like, this guy is something special, and when you see something special like that, you've got to go with Tsarukyan. Gamrot, though, he's good, you know, he's going to be live in the first 2 rounds, in my opinion, but I don't see him having much success after that. You know, he does seem to slow down a bit in the 3rd round. He is showing to slow down in the 3rd round a little bit, and Tsarukyan's got good cardio. I haven't seen him slow down in his most recent fight, so I think that if the fight go 5 rounds, it will be Tsarukyan winning, but I see a finish. I see a ground and pound finish later on, maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th round for Arman Tsarukyan over a gassed out Mateusz Gamrot. Give me Arman Tsarukyan all day. Bigger favourite than maybe you should be. -260 is a little bit wide. Maybe that's just a big I don't know, it's not even an overcorrection, because Arman Tsarukyan was a favourite against Yoel Alvarez as well, but maybe everyone's just this hyped up on Arman that he's this big of a favourite, so maybe there's a dog picking Gamrot out there that makes a bit of sense, but you've got to go with Arman, in my opinion. He's just such a good prospect. He's the guy to look out for. I'm going with Arman Tsarukyan.